Canucks, Trevor Linden. It's got a great ring to it. But Trevor, I just want to take you back, if we may. Can we pull up that picture?
Cool.
You got it? It's coming. So, when we had this little selfie.
Yes, selfie. Selfies are in, right? Mm-hmm. And I see I got my thumb in there.
Yep.
Finger in there, yeah. So.
And you were keeping a secret that day because the very next day, really your dream job.
Actually, 2 days later.
Was it 2 days
that was
later?
Monday. Was with you.
Oh, right. It was
Wednesday.
2 days.
Yeah.
Right.
So it was a tough week. And because everything was culminating at once, Orange Theory Fitness was launching. This was the whole Canucks thing was happening. So it was a tough week, to kind of be the double agent, I guess.
But you handled it with such class. Now tell us, has there been the biggest surprise for you in the last month of how much this job has changed your world?
Yeah, it's changed my life a lot. Obviously, from it's been nonstop, office 12 hours a day, that sort of thing. But it's been really cool just to see the reaction of people and how excited they are, and that's been fun. I can feel the pressure. But it's great. It's been fun just reconnecting with people, and I think people have always seen me as a Vancouver Canuck and part of this organization, and now that I'm officially there, it really means a lot to them. It means a lot to me because this team has meant so much to me, the city's meant so much to me, so I feel like I'm in the right place.
You've had a chance to chat with so many people. I know during the press conference when they announced you as president, you talked about an important conversation with Pat Quinn. We know you had a trip to Boston, had the chance to chat with Boston Bruins president Cam Neely. What would you say when it looks at Cam Neely, because there's a lot of speculation going on with the Canucks and Boston. What was the most impactful part of that dialogue with him, and what did you learn?
I think just understanding Cam's transition from player to retired player. He was actually out of the game for 10 years before he rejoined the Bruins in 2007. So just understanding his transition and what that was like and how he handled that, and if you do things differently, how his team is set up and who does what and why, and just so he was very helpful. But I can say, whether it be Steve Yzerman reaching out to me or Doug Wilson or many of the guys that I knew back from my playing days or the NHLPA days, it's a real tight community there, and it's been very supportive.
Speaking of that tight community, names like Brian Burke come to mind, George McPhee. Mm-hmm. Are you having those conversations with those men who weren't necessarily former players but also have held these positions and impacted your world? Yeah,
for sure. I think they've been very willing to kind of help and just kind of say, hey, if you need something, let me know. And there's been other people as well that have stepped up, and so it's been interesting. I actually forgot how many people I actually did know in the game, and so the number of texts and emails I received in the days after was incredible.
You've got a great deal of pressure on your shoulders simply because of the time commitment. We've seen some great hockey in round one of the playoffs, but for you, each decision you make, it's got a huge ripple effect for the franchise. Timeline for new GM, possibly new coach, and then the draft positioning. Yeah. What goes through your head? What questions are you asking yourself?
Yeah, there's definitely there's big picture things that I've kind of working on, and then there's critical path things that I'm working on, and I think it's really important for me to take my time, fully assess. I just walked in the office at the end of the season, so I need to fully understand, because you're right, every decision you make is a ripple effect throughout the organization. So I want to make sure that I take my time, have a very good understanding of who's where and what and why, and so that's been probably the most rewarding part, is being able to talk to the various people in the organizational departments, whether it be players or coaches or training staff, and get back to something I know, and that's hockey. And
obviously deals in the works cannot be things that you can discuss prior to, or we would have heard from you about your new job with the Canucks those 2 days before. But what I'm pretty sure you can help us out with is the reaction in a fan sense. How have season ticket renewals been since the announcement of you president?
I think people are excited. I'm excited. And ultimately what I want to do is bring the excitement back to Rogers Arena, because I think people have missed that element, and so we've got a lot of work to do. I've definitely got some real ideas of how we can do that. But I think overall it's been very positive, and I look forward to reconnecting with fans and corporate sponsors and suite holders and that's part of what I'm going to do. And our message to our fan base and our our season ticket members is that we're going to bring fun back to Rogers Arena.
And you're bringing fun back to the ice for a few specific fans.
Yes.
Stay in the play. Great contest. The pickup game with Trevor Linden and Curtis Joseph. We're going to give you details on that coming up. Chris Broder is going to join us too about how to play safe on the ice.
Exactly.
All right, stay tuned. More to come here on Breakfast Television.
How to avoid the most common sports injuries, and what, Chris, are some of the most common sports injuries we see?
Well, obviously, I think joint sprains and strains are the most common. Most of them are caused by fatigue or compensation. And so some of the tips we really want to use when we're looking at sports injuries, first thing's prevention. I think most injuries are preventable, be it at a professional level or an amateur level. And so from a prevention standpoint, warm up, but not just warm up in terms of put a hot pack on, it's a dynamic warm up. So getting the joints and the muscles prepared for what's coming up, be it for a run like the Vancouver run that just occurred here,
yes,
or in hockey, preparing your muscles that you're going to use in the game. So prevention from that respect. The other aspect is regenerative, like once the game's finished, proper cool down, which most of us don't do. And the other parts are nutrition, proper sleep. All those areas cover into preventing injury, which when you look at individuals in athletics, the worst thing that can happen is injury. And so when we do get injured, that frustrates us and we tend to shut down. So we want prevention of injury to be #1 priority. And then when injuries do occur, as Trevor will attest to, take care of them right away. One of the advantages in professional hockey is they have training staffs that take care of the injuries right after they happen, and that's a huge benefit for them getting back to what they love to do. There's many different things that we can utilize for that. Taking care of the inflammation right off the bat is so important.
Nobody likes the ice bath.
No.
Nobody enjoys it. No one would choose it.
Not fun.
Not
But
fun.
these are, excellent points, and you've got this great pickup game coming up. Tell us about the game and how you prepare for something like this.
Well, I've partnered up with the makers of Voltaren and Amul Gel to bring a great contest. You have the opportunity to play the ultimate shinny game with myself and Curtis Joseph, and obviously, wanting to do things post-career, wanting to be a cyclist and a cross-country skier, we all deal with joint pain, muscle soreness, and that sort of thing. So, Voltaren Amul Gel is reduces inflammation, stops the pain, and
topical, right?
Exactly,
yeah.
and speeds the recovery, and that's what Chris was talking about, is just getting you back to the things you want to do, and ultimately, doing things when you're in pain is not fun.
No.
And we all want to be active, and the older we get, the more issues we have.
See how he was pointing at me there, Trevor, and I, same vintage. I'm with you.
We're
I'm
in the
with
same
you.
boat, exactly,
Yes.
exactly.
Gotta warm it up.
The website to apply to get in on this.
Yes,
stayintheplay.com?
Stayintheplay.com, and you can sign up there. You have the chance to play with Curtis and I. We're a little practice, and tell some stories, have some fun, and then the ultimate shinny game will take place. Team Cujo against Team Linden.
Get on it.
So
Go
get
Team
on.
Linden.
You can go to stayintheplay.com and register as many times as you want.
Oh,
I'm in.
let's push it.
Let's do it.
Every
Do your
day.
dynamic warm-up.
I will do my
Exactly.
dynamic warm-up.
Hurt
Yes.
yourself.
It's not a hot pack, Jody, all right?
Right.
It's not a hot tub either.
So it's
okay?
not just slide into the hot tub going, yeah, I'll go work out
That's
after
not
this.
a warm-up, exactly.
And the regular cool down after isn't just a beer with the people.
So there's the website right there. I'll put the details on our Facebook page. Trevor, Chris, thanks for coming in and sharing the stories and the important tips for us.